All right, Shalom Israel. First and foremost, want to give all honor and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushai. That's Yahweh, who the world inwardly calls God, and the name of His Son, Yahushai, who the world inwardly knows as Jesus Christ. Right? It's your brother Kazak Magun of the angels of Yahweh, coming at you with another quick lesson through the Spirit and power. Right? And this lesson is from military.com. I was just scrolling on Facebook, just seeing it. So I just figured I'd do a video lesson on it, right? It says, new Army shaving policy. This is from military.com. New Army shaving policy will allow soldiers with skin condition that affects mostly black men to be kicked out. So, if you're not familiar with the American Army, you're not allowed to have a beard or long hair within the Army, right? You have to keep up with their grooming regulations, right? Which is usually, you have to have a buzz cut, or a shaved head, and, you can't have a beard. That's what, son? Hush, right? And you can't have a beard, right? Due to Esau's, grooming regulations and how he wants you to be, right? Which is totally against the laws of God, but we go get into that, right? As you see all these black soldiers, they waiting to get their beard shaved off, right? Let's go into the article. It says the Army is preparing to roll out a new policy that could lead to soldiers diagnosed with a chronic skin condition that causes painful razor bumps and scarring to be kicked out of the service. An issue that disproportionately affects black men, right? Why would this issue affect black men? Because contrary to popular belief, black men are God's chosen people, right? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we are the Israelites of the Bible. We are God's chosen people. We are the people that the Bible was written by, that the Bible is for, right? And that the Bible is dedicated to, right? And we have a law that God gave us that we cannot shave our hair and our beard, man. Right? Salakia. Let me go to the scriptures real quick. Right, let's go to the book of Leviticus. Chapter 19, right? This is Leviticus chapter 19 and verse 27. It says, ye shall not round the corners of your heads, neither shalt thou mar the corners of thy beard, right? It say this is a law, right? The first 5 books of the Bible, Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, right? Those are the law. That's the Torah, the instruction of the Bible. What, son? Right? That's the instructions of the Bible, right? Salakia, let me go grab my son his chips so I can do the lesson in peace. Bear with me. Come on. I'm not doing nothing. Come on. Here. Come on. Right. So as I was saying, the first 5 books of the Bible is called the Torah, which is our law, right? Our instructions that God gave us, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, the children of Israel, right, to keep, right, for our own heritage, right? And one of those laws is, as we just read, is for men not to shave their head bald, nor to shave off their beards, right? Because why? Those were ancient Egyptian customs. And he said, after the doings of the land of Egypt shall we not do, right? And America is spiritual Egypt. So we shall not do the ways of this world, the ways of this land, right? Even if the white man tell us so, even if we go into the army for a better life, you got to know that they're going to make you conform to things that are against the laws of God to be a part of their program, right? Because they're strictly against God, right? So it says mar the corners of thy beard. Let's go into this word mar real quick. What does it mean to mar? Right, mar can refer to several things as a verb It means to spoil, damage, or disfigure something. As a noun, it can be a blemish or a flaw. Additionally, mar can be abbreviation for several terms. And okay, that's going into something else, right? But it says to spoil, damage, or disfigure. So you can't disfigure your beard, right? Disfiguring your beard will be shaving it down to a goatee. Disfiguring your beard will be shaving it completely off. Disfiguring your beard will be shaving your sideburns off and just leaving the horseshoe mustache like Esau do and in West Texas and all of that. Like in the cowboy movies. That would be marring or disfiguring your beard, right? So going back to the article. Oh, Salakia. Damn. Oh, here you go. All right, cool. All praise. Right. Going back to the article. It says the new guidance expected to take effect in the coming weeks will bar permanent shaving waivers and require medical personnel to craft formal treatment plans for affected troops, according to multiple service officials and internal documents reviewed by military.com. So brothers that's in the Army, in the U.S. Army, they would no longer be able to give waivers that keep them from shaving permanently just because they, get severe razor bumps or, get the ingrown hairs and all that. They wouldn't be able to use that as an excuse anymore. It says soldiers in need of prolonged waivers may be directed to get laser treatments, right? This is the alternative that they would have to do, get laser treatments on those razor bumps. Those who need shaving exemptions for more than 12 months, meaning a year, or a 2-year period could be kicked out of the Army. Units across the force will also be mandated to rebrief personnel on grooming. So like, yeah, let me see. It was okay. They was just letting me read it all. Now they don't want to let me read it all. So like, yeah, I should have screenshotted it, right? But and I'm not signing up for this, right? Because Esau, he a damn trickster. But yeah. So in other words, just to make it short, it's not gonna be a long video. They want black soldiers to shave their beards, and stop getting excuses for them not to shave their beard and all that. And our beard is a manly statute. Esau, he takes away your manhood so you could be totally conformed to his ways and his regulations. He wants you to totally deny yourself and to give your life or sign your soul over to him, and that's not no way to live. We supposed to keep the laws of our God. Let me go to this quick precept real quick. Right, this is the book of Acts chapter 5 and verse 29. Right, even if you go to the Army, which you shouldn't know black or Hispanic or Native American, Seminole, Indian man be in the Army, especially fighting for the white man. You fighting for the same damn nation that then caused your people trauma on top of trauma on top of trauma, man. Right, you fighting for that same nation, and then when you come home, you're not even looked at as a damn hero. You come home to back to oppression. When you come home from those long wars and from those tours that you're doing in Iraq, Iran, Afghanistan, Korea, you going off on these long tours, and then you coming back home to oppression, a land that hates you, man. So what the hell is you fighting for, a land that hates you, right? This Acts 5 and 29. Then Peter and the other apostles answered and said, we ought to obey God rather than men, right? So we should obey God rather than men. This is the mindset that all our people need to have, right? Because if we obey God over men, this society would damn crash, because one, we'd be keeping the Sabbath. If all Israel, if all blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans kept the Sabbath, this economy will be crippled, because it's not prepared for a day where blacks and Hispanics is not shopping, right? We the ones that sustaining this society, because it's written. It's common knowledge that no one spends more money than blacks and Hispanics. So imagine a day, where blacks and Hispanics is not spending money. The damn economy would take a damn hit, right? But our economy would thrive because we keeping that money amongst ourselves, right? Another one, like I was saying, your beard is a manly statute, right? I'm gonna grab two more. This is Leviticus 21:5, the classic, right? Even though it was written to the priest, but we use it, because it's a law to all Israelite men not to shave their beard. It says, they shall not make baldness upon their head, neither shall they shave off the corner of their beard, nor make any cuttings in their flesh. Right? So let's talk about the priests. We shall not make baldness in our head, nor make cuttings in our beard, right? Nor cuttings in our flesh, right? Another one, right? Showing that these men was ashamed to have their beards cut off, right? This is 2 Samuel, the 10th chapter, right? And I'm gonna start at verse 4. It says, wherefore Hanun took David's servants, right? Hanun was I believe he was the king of the Ammonites. He was the king of the Ammonites, right? And David sent his servants. Hanun's father died, and David sent some of his servants to be like, hey, I'm sorry about the death of your father, whoa. So David sent some of his servants to basically pay his condolences. And Hanun, his servants, was like, nigga, David came up here to have his servants, David had his servants come up here to spy out the land so he could, take you down in your moment of weakness. You need to show that you're strong right now. So Hanun took David's servants, and this is what he did to him. Wherefore Hanun took David's servants and shaved off the one half of their beards, and cut off their garments in the middle, even to their buttocks, and sent them away. So he shaved off half of their beard and cut their garments. We wore them long royal garments. He cut our garments all the way up to where their damn butt cheeks was out, right? And fully embarrassing them, right? And sent them away. It says, and when they told it unto David, he sent to meet them, because the men were greatly ashamed. Why was they ashamed? Because they had half of their beard shaved off, and they had to go home with half their ass hanging out. And the king said, tarry at Jericho until your beards be grown, and then return. So he said, just wait in this city right here until your beards be grown back. Because while it was an embarrassing thing for a man that had a beard to shave his beard off, that was embarrassing, man. That was embarrassing, right? So why would you go in the white man's army and shave your damn beard off, just because the white man telling you to? And with that, I want to give all honor and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. I'm going to say shalom.